everybody, it's Becky here at Aunt Beck's Creations, and I totally forgot about getting the stitch out at 10 o'clock this morning, so here I am. This is the next to the last video. We're going to have one more video for this crochet along, and so I've combined my own input plus a stitch that I looked for a simple border stitch, and I found one with a channel called Crochet Nuts. That's the name of her channel. And it's actually to put on a corner to corner afghan. So I'm using it as kind of a connecting to what we're going to do next week. So what I did, let me tell you exactly what I did on mine. I started by working an even number of stitches all the way around my afghan. So on each end, like where you started and where you ended your rows going back and forth, I made sure that both ends had 132 stitches. Now, I know everybody else has done different stitches, increased rows and stuff. So you're going to have to work stitches down one side of your afghan. So say you've got 132 here. Mine, I did 160 down one side, and plus in the corners you add a stitch to get around the corner. So when you're on a corner, hang on, find a corner. When you're on a corner, your last stitch for the 132 would be here. Your first stitch for the 160 would be here. You also want to put a third stitch right on the corner. That'll get you around your corner because you add that stitch just to get around the corner. So, and after I did the 160 stitches down my row side this way, what I did to make sure I had exactly 160 on the other side is I divided that 160 by 4, which is folding your afghan in half and then folding it in half again. So you have 4 sections. That way you can say, and put a little clip or something in so that you know you're supposed to be at that many count at that point. That way you don't have to do the whole side and then be not correct in the count and have to rip it all the way back or back to a space where it won't look weird, because you don't want to try to just add a bunch of stitches at the very end. You know what I'm saying? You want it to be even on both sides. So that's why I say, once you figure out how many stitches it's going to take you to get down your side on one side, take that number, divide it by 4, then you're going to fold your afghan. I'll do it. So I folded it in half. So I would put a pin or a clip or something on that point where your halfway is. Then you're going to fold that in half again, like this, and put 2 more clips in the areas where you need to. That way your edges will be divided into 4 sections, and you can divide your count from your first side by 4, and then you'll know how much you need for each little short section. I hope that makes sense. Hi, Purple Nana. Hi, Pam. Hi, Janet. Hi, Riri. So let me know if that didn't make a lick of sense. I think it's as close as I'm going to get it. So that's how you figure out how to get even from one side to the other. And you need to do the 3 stitches in your corner. So what I did is I got my counts right, and I did all of that doing single crochet only. That way you have a stable base for your border all the way around. So I did single crochet all the way around, worked out my spacing and everything, and then I did a row. I did this a couple weeks ago, so I've got my notes here. You do a single row, and then you do the 3 stitches in each corner. Then I did a round going around doing a half double crochet around. So once you get your number, you're always going to work the 3 into a corner, but your count's going to change because you're adding to the length this way and the width on both sides. So don't worry about your count. Just start working your stitches and always put 3 right in the corner stitch. Okay. And then I did a single round in the girl's stitch for the corner to corner afghan, which is actually to get to this point here, the white yarn you see. It's actually 2 rows. If you watch her video, you do a row that's chaining, and you will have to figure out how to get around your corners nice. She's got really good instructions, but she's using a afghan that has divisions just like her border. So it has the divisions between them, and you have to kind of create that. And what I did is where she does the single crochet and then the chain and then a single crochet, I skipped 3 stitches. That's what I did all the way around, and it came out nice and even. So there's my borders. So I worked the single crochet, the half double crochet in red, and then I did her border stitch in the cream. And then next week I'm going to do another stitch around. And I don't know if I'm going to do 1 or 2 rows, and I still want to, I want to try it out before I tell you what we're going to do. So I'm holding that till next Friday. So, and I'm bothering Scott, so I can't stay on long. Does anybody have any questions at all? I really like how it's turned out. This is mine so far. It's still a little wonky, but it's my couch afghan, so I'm going to be good with it. And just look at all the pretty stitches that we learned in this crochet along. That's one side of it. And then because I didn't make sure I had right sides all the time, I'll show you the back just so you can see the back of it. All right. Thank you, Marty. So unless you have some questions, that's all I was gonna, so you can see how crooked it is, but it's not as wide at the beginning as it is at the end, even though my stitches didn't change in count. It's just the weight of the yarns I was using. So lesson that learned there is always use the same weight of yarn. So there we go. One more video and we will call this project done. Thank you very much for stopping in. And if you're playing along, I would love to see your afghans when you get your borders on. You can put them on Facebook or Instagram and I'll see them there. So I'm going to go because I'm bothering Scott. He's trying to sleep. All right. Bye, guys.